Hello and welcome back to Bravely Default. Now in the last episode, if you remember, we saved the king and we won the airship. Now what's going on over here? Ah, right, we got something from the town. Now you can see I've done a lot of work here since the last episode. I've just been doing it idly because I've been recording about 1 or 2 episodes a day, so it builds up quickly when you're not playing it non-stop like I was. Let me tell you, I was almost at the final chapter before I had completed all of these when I played it myself. But let's hop on to the airship and head to our destination. Now, before we do that though, I do want to show everything off, like the continents. Just a little bit of it. Look, there's one more of those little obelisk things. Now, we'll be heading here eventually after this is all cleared up, obviously. We cannot fly over a volcano, apparently. Town built on top of volcano. Not very smart. Just saying. Now we can't go to the one up at the top. It looks like some strife going on over here. Now we can't go to the one at the top because it's our airship isn't good enough. Oh. There's a ship in the water. I hate how slow this airship is. That's cool. Just a gate there for no reason, I suppose. Oh, I never gone through that gate in like my entire time playing this. I probably did, like they would just throw a gate there for no reason. This place is rather nice. That place instead. Now there's something special hidden around here somewhere, and it's a summon. There's also one of these obelisks. The summon you need to get, like, eventually. It's a very powerful one, or so I'm told. I don't believe I've mastered somewhere, and if I have, I haven't, come on, I can't go in here. This doesn't want me docking at a place I'm not supposed to be at yet. But that's why the ocean's corrupted, by the way. Just so that you don't go where you're not supposed to just yet. I suppose they had to come up with an excuse for it. Ooh, chapter 1. So up until now it was just a tutorial.
It arrived in Ancheim. Still no wind.
Are these desert places normally supposed to be windy?
When they're the site of the wind crystal they are, this stillness shouldn't be possible.
The wind carried all manner of blessings to this land in days past. It was the kingdom's lifeblood.
I see. All the more reason to hurry then. Which way to the temple?
From here, we need only head... we ought to make for... Which way is it?
Ignore anything she says. Anya's raises getting lost to an art form.
I'm impressed you made it to Kaldisla.
Just a moment. My journal details much of Ancheim's topography. A clockwork metropolis, nestled in Harina's sandy bosom. Here, time, above all, is sacred. A massive timepiece crowns the kingdom, fueled as all of Ancheim by the ceaseless currents originating from the Temple of Wind to the south.
Quite thorough, isn't it? Sounds as if you've been here before. Perhaps that book of yours is a travel diary?
I do seem possessed of a certain wanderlust. The normal sort as well. Ooh, perhaps I'll find a train of ex-lovers here among the sands.
Let's be off. We make south.
All present, Lord Marshal. Save the usual two, at least.
No matter. Let's begin.
I trust word has reached you from Kaldisla. The Knights of the Eternian Sky have fallen to the Vestal.
I'd not thought the girl so bloodthirsty as all that.
It appears she surrounded herself with capable guards. What's more, it pains me to say it, but Edea's whereabouts have been lost amid the chaos.
That is no concern of yours. Do not confuse personal matters with your assigned task, Alternus.
My apologies, Lord Marshal.
Not only did the Sky Knights fail, they've given the Vestal wings. Why they didn't simply kill the child, I'll never know.
Keenly insightful as ever, Victoria. Yet I fear we've need of the Vestal alive.
Have we, Victor? Bah, no matter then. If she fled by air, it's a simple matter to track her. She makes for Ancheim by necessity.
And to the Temple of Wind. Ancheim does face upon the Florsheim Sea.
Of course. Most of the world's seas have gone putrid, but the inner sea remains navigable. That would offer the airship a berth. But what does she aim to do there? Why return to the crystal now? It smells of some sinister plot.
Ancheim is the province of the Cammer and Profiteur merchantry. What say you, Lord Marshal?
We haven't the leisure of chasing the Vestal across the globe and back. We need her in custody now. Tell the merchantry to employ any means they must.
Interesting. So, we're gonna have to kill the merchantry people. We already know about this. Love that picture though, look at that. Oh, party chat. Norende nears completion. It seems the restoration of the village is nearly done. Thanks to your hard work, Tiz. Not Tiz's hard work. Thanks, Agnès. At first I had no idea where to begin. It felt like grasping at clouds. Most people would say straws. But you did not mercilessly merely stumble on blindly toward your goal of rebuilding Norende. You chose how to grow the village, how to breathe life back into it. Norende's success is thanks to your clarity of vision, Tiz. Absolutely, it's super important to have a firm goal to strive for. I always wanted to get stronger, but no amount of good intentions got me anywhere. Then I put a note on my mirror that said, do 100 push-ups, and every time I saw it, I did. Edea, that's amazing. And you've certainly grown stronger for it. I have the bruises to prove it. Really, please stop working out. Oops. Still, Norende's finally come this far. I couldn't have done it without you all. Then let's make sure we work just as hard until it's done. Right! Alright, so let's head to the south instead. That lone cave.
Apprehend the Vestal by any means necessary. Seems the Council of Six is growing desperate. Those were their words. I've relayed them to you. My contract states I'm to receive payment for my troubles from you.
Then your contract is mistaken. I've heard nothing of the sort.
Point a sword at him.
Fine. You'll have your fee. But I am taking a small discount. Only fair as a regular customer, eh? If you must. Still, this vestal is quite the little monster, no? To have this Sky Knight so undone. If the margin is high enough, I would tackle a behemoth bare-handed. But until I see a profit, I'll not move an inch. Business is business, yes?
You could always sell her. If you caught her. Just saying. Ancheim, land of sand and time. Land of sand and time. I never expected to find such a clockwork wonder in the middle of a desert. Yeah, it's great, but this heat, ugh, I feel gross. The heat was always allied by a steady breeze, but now the wind has stopped, the air stagnant. What about the water? Is that contraption drawing up drinking water? I believe so. I recall hearing it was quite costly last I was here. Well, it is an impressive machine. Wait, you mean the water? Indeed, I was surprised to learn water came free in Countessula. I had always known it as something to be bought, so you can imagine my delight. More importantly, Agnès, what of the women here? Are they beautiful, passionate, and devout? Where would you suggest for a date spot? I need a list of good restaurants, if you please. Unacceptable! Yeah. I'm gonna save, because we made it this way. I need to save up my money. I'm gonna need these. Well, silence, poison, and sleep I probably won't use too much. And I can't use time magic yet, so there's no point in getting that.
Silence, one and all! Your king, Camo the Eighth, speaks!
My people, I thank you for your tireless efforts. As you are well aware, our glorious nation's production has suffered a harsh fall since the wind's cessation brought the Grand Mill to a halt. Without nature's form of bounty, our turbines went completely still. They sit as silent as the desert night. In the wake of this crisis, you rose up and took matters literally in hand, operating the turbines manually. I, your king, lack words to thank you for your hard work. However, I am much aggrieved to say that energy production is less than 1/5 its former total. At this rate, our proud kingdom, renowned for its unparalleled industry, is doomed to ineluctable decline. I find myself without recourse but to revisit my prior fiat regarding the schedule of all able-bodied citizens. Henceforth, labor shall commence at 0900 hours and will extend beyond the current 1659 until 2059, effective immediately.
What?
We're flesh and blood. We need rest.
Get over 9
In
hours
so
rest.
doing, turbine output is expected to rise to 30% of its former value before the wind ceased output of...
Your Majesty! Your Majesty! Grave news!
What? The vestal?
How is that great news? Fix your problem.
Be calm, my children. I know your pain all too well. My heart bleeds just as yours. But I ask that you join me in remembering the cause of our woes. The crystal orthodoxy and the vestal's indolence. Therein lies the true cause of the wind's absence. And what has the great vestal done since the air went still? What did she do in the face of your suffering? She abandoned you, fled the country to save herself alone. In this, Ancheim's first and direst hour of need, the vessel we loved and trusted is powerless or unwilling to help. Though it pains me deeply to tell you of these things, I cannot deny this simple truth. What resolution can be brought about to this terrible crisis? The crystal orthodoxy is naught but a hollow creed. What result have years of worship at the altar of the crystal brought us?
Wind.
Once more I say it. It is by our own hands that we shall push this glorious kingdom ever forward. Onward to still greater glory.
There. Just now, that leer. That was aimed at us.
Seems that little speech was for your benefit, Agnès.
It's slander is what it is. That creep's giving you no chance at all to defend yourself.
Agnès.
Agnès angst. You seem on edge during that whole speech. You don't have to bottle it all in. I'm no expert, but I'm happy to listen. I cannot deny that the people of Ancheim are dissatisfied with my work as vestal. I've no intention of making excuses, but you didn't run away either, right? The king asked me directly. He said that terrible things were happening in Caldisla and asked that I investigate. Yet now he paints an entirely different picture. I cannot understand his need to lie. Does he bear me some grudge? Have I done him some slight? Do you regret listening to him in the first place? No, I do not regret my time in Caldisla. Seeing that chasm firsthand showed me precisely what it is I must do. And you met Tiz there too. That's hardly... I'm glad you came and saw the chasm too. You've shown me a path forward. Blessed is the person who is needed by someone else. What's this? What are we talking about? Nothing, it's nothing. Then why are you hiding it? Come on. Don't leave me out. I want to know. Unacceptable. To me and to Tiz. Right, Tiz? Yes, ma'am. You're whipped, Tiz. Whipped.
Agnès Oblige, Vestal of Wind. His Majesty bids you come.
I see you've returned, Vestal. Why then did you not come to me for an audience immediately? I was dreadfully worried, you know. I'd begun to think you'd fallen victim to some terrible accident.
Probably that you set up.
So, what of the Caldislan chasm?
I fear it was worse even than your majesty had imagined.
So tell me, was it worse than the state of your own nation? Are you even aware of the situation here?
The wind remains still.
And the Grand Mill be calm. I'm pleased to see you're not totally ignorant. The turbines that form the heart of this kingdom, the greatest symbols of her wisdom, now turn by hand. The hands of our citizens, compulsory labor service. Our survival hinges now upon their sacrifice. And even that will not last forever. We need that mill turning again soon. Not by our citizens' hands, but by the wind. And whose job is it to see that the wind blows, if not the vestals? I can think of no other value you provide, save that. Anyway, will you now end the suffering your negligence has caused to this land? To its people? Or is that beyond your abilities? Perhaps you would sooner run again. Turn away from the plight of your people.
If that is all His Majesty wished to say, I'll be on my way. I haven't the time to waste here.
What? I'll not be spoken to like this! Just whose fault do you think this mess is, girl?
I'm guessing she's assuming yours.
That could have gone better.
Could have gone worse.
Not that I blame you for getting mad.
Mad? I felt no anger. Only fear. The king frightens me.
His tone was far from pleasant, but he didn't seem dangerous.
The people who had come to hear him speak frighten me the same. Everyone in this city, they see me only as the Vestal, not a human being. I don't know how to speak to them. Just thinking on it sets my legs to trembling.
That explains the tense look you've worn since we landed here.
Personally, I felt amazing after that little conversation. Did you see his face? It was purple. I nearly laughed out loud.
I tuned him out about halfway through his speech myself. I never did have much attention span for listening to men go on. Now women.
In any case, we'd best hurry to the temple. It's all that I can do.
Blue marks on the map. Notice a blue mark on the map. On the bottom screen, hit there to advance the sub-scenario. Sub-scenarios are your chance to see another side of the asterisk bearers. Follow their stories and link into their asterisks to unlock powerful new jobs. I will be doing that before I head to the temple. So what is this temple like exactly? I have no idea what to expect. It is a holy place that has been a center of worship for millennia. To each crystal is wed a Vestal, who spends her lifetime in steady prayer. Vestalings, girls chosen as successors to the Vestal, go to live in the temples. They leave its premises only very rarely. And so to a Vestal, the temple is also a home. A flower garden with no boys allowed. Be quiet, Ringabel. So you were inside the temple ever since you became a Vestling? It was quite rare to leave, save for a few public rites each year. Does that mean you were all alone? Wasn't that hard? I was not alone, no. The Mother Vestal, my predecessor, raised me to serve in her place. And there were the acolytes, they who go into town and purchase all we need. But you left this job? I guess that's proof it's important. No, even so, I had never intended to leave the temple. never intended any of this. Interesting. Oh. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you'll join me in the next episode. Have a good day.